Boys and girls, we only bloomin' did it. 50,000 subscribers on the channel. I know this happened a couple of days ago. It's old news now, but this is how far in advance I'm recording the videos at the moment. Thank you to everybody who is subscribed to the channel, you bunch of life-changing, wonderful human beings, assuming you are all human. If anyone's got pets that aren't yet subscribed, feel free to create them an account and subscribe to the channel as well. The road to 100k starts here. Let's push on for that. In light of all of that, we are doing the traditional YouTuber milestone subscriber Q&A thing. So there's a slight adjustment to the schedule, just so you're aware up front. After this video, the next Non-League to Legend video is 11 AM Sunday, because 11 AM Saturday, I'm going to be releasing the Q&A. I've already recorded it. In fact, all the questions were submitted over on the community page. So feel free to add more questions below, but the Q&A is already been done. But if that feels like a long gap, and I know it is a long gap, worry not, because on this coming Monday the normal schedule returns and we'll be back to daily Non-League to Legend at 4 o'clock every day. So not long to wait until things are back to normal now, but thank you for your support. Hello and welcome to Club 5, Part 13 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have two Bundesliga games. We're at home against Bayern Munich and away against Freiburg. Since you were last with me, we played quite a chunk of games. As you can see from that league table, things are still going reasonably well. Well, outstandingly well for where we were this time last season. Where did we get to? I think you saw Stuttgart and Leipzig. So we then lost to Hertha Berlin, drew at home to Dortmund, which was a cracking result, got ourselves knocked out of the DFB Pokal. We put the reserves out. I don't care about cups. We just want a Europa League finish in the league. But then we beat Frankfurt, lost to Dusseldorf, beat Greuther Fürth. I don't know what that is. Is that a new? That's a team I feel like I should have heard of, but I don't think I have. That's why. That explains why I've never heard of them. Where did we go from there? We then beat Wolfsburg, and then 2 draws against Leverkusen and Borussia Mönchengladbach. So mixed form, but most importantly, we're still very nicely positioned. 5th place as we approach the halfway point of the season. Just the one more game till we get to that halfway point, and it is a game in hand we have on the teams above us. We're playing Bayern Munich in it, so all of the top 5, assuming we're still in the top 5, would have played 17 games by that point. A win, a very unlikely win against Bayern, would put us 3rd in the league at the halfway point of the season. Dortmund are obviously running away with the league, but we were never challenging for the league anyway. The fact that we're potentially challenging for a Champions League spot is delightful enough. Also delightful is the fact that Okafor, who we've now established is a real player, I probably could have figured it out from just looking at the fact he's got a real human face in the game, but Noah Okafor is the 3rd top scorer in the league. 8 goals, from 15 games on a 7.33. I guess the Swiss leagues are just broken because he never played a game for Basel, but did play 13 games for their under-21s when he was... I mean, in fact, it was all just missing. That's even more broken than I thought, because it gets to 2018-19, then nothing. There's no even evidence of him existing until 27-28 when we signed him. I don't understand. The Swiss leagues are just broken. But it does mean that he's not going to get 1,000 goals in his career, is he? But he's doing all right this season. And hopefully we can carry our mixed form on into some lovely wins. Every game we play is on telly, by the way. Is that normal? Was that how it was last year? No, most of our games were on telly last year. This year, I think every single game we've played, certainly every single league game, has been on TV so far. Which, I mean, that interests me. I don't know why that is. Right, let's go play Bayern. Bayern, still don't know how to say it. Probably shouldn't ever manage them again. This is the team. We've got Meyer in goal. A back four of Friedel, Gomez, Bayer and Butgereit with Janicic and Mori in midfield. Mori's actually forced his way into the team recently, playing as this deep line playmaker. He's getting better at midfield. He's now a natural in central midfield. And I'm playing him ahead of Rodriguez now. Rodriguez is drifting down the pecking order a little bit. Same ability as Mori, apparently, but Mori has had the nod and started in that position for quite a lot of games in a row now. It's been a while. Mori is our new central midfielder alongside Janicic and Rodriguez, first reserve in that position. And then we've got Okafor, Vital and Rocky in behind Liam Thorne. Thorne is on a bit of a dry spell. He obviously had that outstanding start to the season, but as you can see, has been struggling for both goals and just general form for a long time now. So we're on the verge of dropping him. The only reason I haven't dropped him yet is because he's Liam Thorne. We've got Lorenzo Cannoni, who, when he plays, is more of a threat. You can see he grabbed goals against Hertha, Gruther and Dortmund. Some assists in recent games, some decent performances in there as well. So I think we're closing in on the point where Cannoni is going to get into the team ahead of Thorne. But I think we're going to give Thorne at least until the winter break and give him the opportunity to try and turn his form around, because he's Liam Thorne. He's my boy. He came through my youth team at Fulham. He's a player I've developed. I made that man what he is. I sent him out to a former club on loan to get him experienced. I'm desperate for Liam Thorne to turn into a world superstar. Right, let's passionately, assertively say we're underdogs, so there's no pressure. In fact, let's not do that. Let's calmly say we're underdogs. This is Bayern Munich, remember. This is the team that, despite being mid-table with like 4 games to go last season, somehow managed to win the league. And I wouldn't put it past them to win it again this year, despite the fact that, once again, they do seem a little bit off the pace. This isn't the same Bayern Munich that we're used to from the real world. But, yeah, they're 1-0 up after 10 minutes. Although, we're going over to the little telly. Let's... then we're going straight to a replay. So he did run over to the little telly. I then just got halfway there and decided not to bother. The video referee's going, no, don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. And we're 1-0 down after 10 minutes. That pushes us a long way down the league as well. Down to 7th. I mean, a 7th place finish this season would be fantastic. We'd love a 7th place finish. But it would be nice to finish in the Champions League. I mean, it's a tall order. We occasionally look like we might flirt with it a little bit at Fulham, but after my intro to the last episode where I called out the negativity, it would be possibly the sweetest moment of my YouTube life so far if in our first full season at Hamburg we qualified for the Champions League. Because then I think I'm releasing I Told You So t-shirts. Liam Thorne! I told you so! Oh my word, Liam Thorne grabs an equaliser on 28 minutes. That's what you get with a 6'5" striker. He's always going to be a threat from situations like this. Friedel with a beautiful corner onto the head of Thorne. It's 1-1 and that pushes us back up to 6th. Obviously we want to win. We want that Champions League finish. I want to make t-shirts. Goose darn it. Told you how to alienate an audience in 3 simple steps. Step 1, call them out at the start of the video. Step 2, keep referring back to it whilst chuckling to yourself. Step 3, release merch to really try and rub it in and profit from the mocking. Those of you who are a bit frustrated that you didn't get on the 50,000 subscriber Q&A because you didn't know about it in time. If I carry on like this, I'm going to lose so many subscribers. We'll probably be doing another 50,000 subscriber Q&A in a couple of weeks when we drop down and then hit it again. So there's always another opportunity to get involved. Right, let's stay calm. That was a good performance against the odds. Let's keep it going. Let's do that again. It's been a very bland game. Fairly even for possession. No team is exactly peppering the goal with opportunities. It's a very cagey game that, I mean, it shows how far we've come. Even if we end up losing this game, the fact that Bayern Munich aren't tearing us apart shows that we're actually not a bad team now. Cross comes over for Okafor, and based on the form he's been in this season, you would have hoped that he would do a little bit better there, but he balloons it over the bar and it restarts with a Bayern Munich goal kick, and it's with Okafor again, who runs straight into one of their players, but Janicic wins it back in midfield. Beautiful pass to Chapman. Thorne's in the middle. It eludes him, but I think we've won a penalty. Liam Thorne went flying down, and we have got a penalty, and it should be Friedel to take. and we could be going 2-1 up here against Bayern Munich, and that's exactly what we do. An hour on the clock, 2-1 to Hamburg. Friedel with his 6th goal of the season. More than half of them now, I think, have come from the penalty spot. He strikes a nice penalty. I love a fullback taking a penalty. It's one of my favourite things. And I think it's because I grew up in an era where Dennis Irwin was taking the penalties for Manchester United. Not that I'm a Manchester United fan. I just always remember thinking, that's a bit weird, but he doesn't ever miss them. And I think Friedel's in that same category. It's a bit odd that your left-back's taking the penalties. Stuart Pearce is another example. Right, Cannoni is going to come on that left-hand side, but I'm actually going to stick Liam Thorne out onto the left-hand side. He's played there a couple of times this season. He's not particularly effective there, but Cannoni is very effective as a pressing forward. So with Okafor not playing particularly well, I want Cannoni up there just running about a lot and putting the Bayern Munich defence under loads of pressure because it's what he's good at. Final substitution, we're going to bring Rodriguez on into midfield. Yuki Mori can come off. Who had picked up a yellow card. We don't want anyone getting any red cards in there. That would be very upsetting. We've just got to hold on. I tell you what, we're 2 minutes away from being 3rd in the league at the halfway point of the season, which is absolutely, utterly ridiculous. Please don't concede a goal. We are going to concede. Mayer makes a save. Cannoni now, this is what we wanted him to do, just run a lot. And he forces a throw in. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Just take your time, lads. Bayer, who's playing centre-back today, taking the throw. He usually plays right-back when he plays. I really need to remember to take him off throw-ins when he's playing centre-back rather than right-back. I don't want my centre-back up there taking a throw-in in the 94th minute when we're 2-1 up against Bayer, and that seems silly. But there's Butgerite as an extra right-back up there. We've got an overload on this right-hand side. Vital to Chaton, crosses to Thorne, who, I mean, he didn't score, but the fact that he's having an attempt on goal shows that Bayern aren't scoring. And look at the difference in stats in that second half. They've carried on not playing particularly well, but we've gone out there in that second half and actually played a proper game of football. Deserved the win, which is awesome. And we are 3rd in the league at the halfway point of the season. Freiburg were top of the league in the last episode. They're tumbling. Their form must be terrible. We could even end the episode 2nd in the league at the winter break. Oh, I feel a nosebleed coming on. 2 changes for the Freiburg game, then Butgerite's got tired little legs and has had to be sent on holiday, despite the fact the winter break is about to start. And Rocky he picked up a knock in that last game. I can't actually find him. I've got all the youngsters on here, and I don't really know why. Hold on, let's narrow this down to the senior squad. Try and find him. What did he actually do? He's going to be out for 3 weeks, twisted ankle. So he's going to be back by the time we get to the other side of the winter break. So Bayer moves across to play at right back. And we've got Gomez coming in at centre back with Emmanuel just shuffling over. What was Emmanuel? I forget which one I brought in. Basically, we've got Gomez and Emmanuel there now. They're kind of interchangeable, and we play Bayer often instead of one of them. I need new defenders. I'm not really sold on any of them, despite the fact that they actually all work quite well in getting good ratings. But they all seem interchangeable to me. And Chaton, of course, comes in on the right-hand side of midfield. Let's get into the game. Freiburg are in terrible form after having such a good start to the season. They are in free fall down the league at the moment. We're such strong favourites for this game that my assistant manager suggested we switch to an attacking system before the match started. We haven't done that, obviously. I'm not a crazy person. Should we do a passionate team talk? I expect nothing but a win to... In fact, no, that one. The media have been giving you a lot of credit. Go and prove yourselves with a big win against Freiburg. It looks like we've dropped back down to 4th place. I'm not really sure how. I guess either Leverkusen or Stuttgart have already... They've played the same number of games as us. How has that happened? Was one of them on fewer games before? Bayer taking the throws now. Actually should be, because he's playing at right back today, so didn't have to fiddle with that. And it's Emmanuel who plays it forward to Bayer, who stayed up there having taken the throw. Cross comes in for Liam Thorne, and it's just over the bar of our first proper chance of the game. And that we want more of that, please. We had 63% of the possession so far. We're not playing our controlled possession system anymore. This is a gegenpress, but we're keeping hold of the ball. Freiburg are struggling a little bit here. Friedel throws in towards Okafor, nods it down to Rodriguez. who is in for Janicic today. That was the other change. Always, you can tell I went to the toilet between picking the team and coming back. Don't remember what's going on. Right, Gomez plays it forward to Rodriguez. Rodriguez out to Friedel. Friedel plays it back into Rodriguez to Okafor. Friedel's on the overlap there, but instead he plays it in towards Rodriguez, who doesn't really get a hold of it. And now Freiburg have got the chance to break on us here. Their first attack of the game. Meyer makes the save, and it's desperately cleared by, I think that was Gomez, but it could have been Emmanuel, because like we said before, no one knows. I mean, they're interchangeable. Mori now plays it back to Friedel. Friedel to Mori. We're keeping some lovely possession on the edge of their area, and it falls to Chapman. I think he's offside there, and the linesman is waving his flag. We're going over to the little telly again, I think. And no, we don't even have to look at the telly. It's just been disallowed. Chapman did look a long way offside. It kind of fell to him. It was a shot from Rodriguez that, I mean, you could argue it was a shot that then only turned into a pass when it hit one of their players, but I guess that doesn't disqualify him from being in an offside position when the initial shot happens. But we're coming down this left-hand side again, which is where we've been getting a lot of our possession in this match. It's with Okafor back off the post, and we win a corner. We really need to score a goal. We've dominated this first half, and it's always a bit of a worry when you dominate a half and don't end up scoring a goal in it. Mori now can't really, I mean, he doesn't have a clue what to do with the ball in that kind of situation. He's used to being sat there in front of the back four. And despite total domination, 61% possession, 13 shots, we go in at half-time 0-0. And it's another example of Liam Thorne I mean, I can't blame it totally on Liam Thorne, but he doesn't make chances for himself, does he? Let's try and be assertive. We've been the better team out here. Just keep doing. I don't want him to keep doing what you're doing, because what we've been doing so far hasn't been good enough. We've not scored any goals. There you go. We can still win this. Sort your lives out, you numbskulls, is the general gist of my halftime team talk. 13 shots, only 2 of them have been on target. So suggests we're probably just having a lot of wasteful shots from long range. Or Thorne's missing every chance that comes into him. Emmanuel plays it forward to Okafor. Okafor flicks it onto Thorne. Thorne down to Chapman, who hits the post. We are peppering this goal, but not getting the breakthrough. We've jumped up to 4th place again, presumably because Borussia Mönchengladbach they're ahead in their game. I'm not sure how that's happened. Emmanuel with the corner. So now we've got a centre-back taking corners. Who sets up these set pieces? I'm aware it's me. Gomez to Mori. Mori just shoots over from the edge of the area. More wasteful long-range shooting, and I think we need to make some changes to personnel in this front four, because we're just being wasteful. I want to get Janicic on, because Janicic can score a screamer from range. I might do a triple substitution. I'm going to bring Cannoni on for Thorne and Matthews on for Okafor, and put Vital out onto that left wing. Have Matthews playing in the middle. That's very early for a triple substitution. I've just realised it was only the 65th minute. That was a little bit silly. That's going to come back and bite me, isn't it? Let's show some passion. Emmanuel, forward towards Chapman. We've got to grab a goal in this game. We've dominated it. Janicic out to Friedel. Friedel into Vital. Vital to Mori. To Matthews. To Janicic. We're just knocking the ball around for fun. Again, please somebody score a goal. Matthews to Vital. Vital scores! There you go. We get the breakthrough. Vital moves out from the attacking midfielder position out to the inside forward on the left-hand side, and it allows him the space to make the breakthrough. It's a lovely goal from Vital as well. And we're 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go, and hopefully we just don't mess it up from here. Freiburg haven't looked like having an attack even in this entire game so far. Hopefully, long may it continue, because that league table is looking delicious as it stands at the moment. But Freiburg are on the attack. It's with Mori though. Back to Chapman, and hopefully we can counter on them here with Chapman running at them. Finds Matthews. Matthews back out to Chapman again. He's got Bayer behind him. There is Bayer. Tries to cross. It's poor. You can tell he's a centre-back playing at right back. But there's Cannoni chasing down the goalkeeper. That's what he's good at. Lots of running. That's all he really does. Just runs fairly aimlessly. Freiburg are in though, but Meyer makes the save. And we've got 10 minutes left, and just don't mess up, you silly bears. What do I say to... Is there a don't mess up, you silly bears instruction? Mori's taking a free kick. It was basically a corner from where it was, and it falls to Matthews eventually. Matthews into Gomez. Gomez back to Friedel, and it's back with Mori. We are playing some beautiful passing football in this match. Bayer to Chaton in a crossing position, but he's got 2 men on him. Plays it back to Bayer, who also has 2 men on him. Plays it to Mori. They are closing us down and marking us like nobody's business. But Janicic, we brought him on to do exactly that. I can't believe it's his first goal of the season, but I called it when we brought him on. If we're shooting from long range, he can score from long range. We've seen him do it plenty of times last season. I don't understand how he's on half a season not doing it this year, but first game of the second half of the season, and Janicic is scoring from range again. And with 88 minutes on the clock, we're 2-0 up. That's that. We've won another game, and we are going to end the episode 3rd in the league. We're 8 points off the top. We're not going to win the league, but we've got. Are we allowed to start dreaming about the possibility of qualifying for the Champions League? It seems ridiculous, but with no European football to get in our way in the second half of the season, it's starting to feel like we're probably not going to get a better opportunity in the entire series to make that Champions League breakthrough. Very nice victory. Well done. We go into the winter break now. Obviously, there's going to be a transfer window opening up as well. I don't think we really need to do much in the way of transfer business. We don't have any money anyway. No transfer budget, very little in the way of wage budget. So fingers crossed. I guess our plan for this transfer window is to just keep this team together. We don't want to lose any of these players. So we've got the winter break, and then we'll play through the rest of January, and I'll be back on, when did I say, Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and it'll be the first 2 games of February, Nuremberg and Stuttgart, because then we get 4 league games in, plus we get to have a look at whether or not we survive the transfer window. And then it's all about, can we? Dare we dream? Look at that for a last game of the season as well. Imagine if that's a must-win game for a Champions League spot. Disgusting. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.